is Young Turk.
Hey, I hear you. Very good analogy. We got a few more minutes with John Fisher. Cooking with the Microwaves, his show. After we're done, we're going to tune you over to Spicy Conversations here after we get out of here. But in the chat room, besides my mama dry snitching on me, apparently.
Yes, thank you, Ma Bell. Love you.
Wife and everybody else, apparently.
That's because I'm the people's champion, and they know that you hating on me, so they all got my back. That's why.
Okay. Anyway. And Clay
Prince
was not better than me in high school. Because I
stole your belt, dollars. So you got to be the people's champ. That's all you get.
Hey, man, exactly. But, Clay brings up something here, and again, we're kind of switching topics here, but the Bennett brothers, and I know Reggie wanted to talk about this a little bit, so let me clear the floor here for you guys. Reg, why don't you go ahead, bring up the Bennett brothers. I know Clay wants to get out there and talk about it, and we'll get Fish's thoughts on it as well.
Yeah, only thing I want to say real quick, and I'll go to that, is it might be fool's gold with Westbrook, because technically what he did was he got an additional $9 million to play one more year, and he still can opt out. But anyway, so to go on to the Bennett brothers, and I'll be honest, I didn't realize there was a Martellus, right? And I didn't realize it was his brother that played for the Seahawks. My boy Craig is a huge Seahawk fan, but the two brothers are very articulate, very good brothers, very smart brothers.
Don't know about sports.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I knew they had brothers, but I didn't realize it was those two were brothers. But anyway, and I know your Philadelphia Eagles are in trouble. But the point is that I don't know if everybody saw it, but they did an interview with ESPN the magazine, and in the interview, they basically were just bashing or cutting on or pretty much telling the truth about former players, current players. And, obviously they're taking some heat saying that, is it off limits to talk about players while you're still playing, and kind of some of the things they shared. But I'll let you guys kind of expound on that, and then maybe I'll give my opinion. But I thought it was very interesting, maybe a little bit over the top at times.
All right. The Bennett brothers, man, these are very, very smart guys. And they're articulate. And the reason that they said the comment that NFL stands for niggas police is because had they not said that, no one would be talking about it. Had they just made the comments that they made, no one would be talking about it. They'd be like, oh, yeah, who the hell are these, But because they made that comment to say, yeah, niggas police, then yes, now it becomes toxic. Yes, now it becomes a situation to where people must talk about it and talk about what they said. What they said technically was not wrong. It's just the fact that they had to use the N-word to really get the point across. And like I said, like on some levels, them using the N-word was bringing more awareness to the situation. And on other levels, them using the N-word was kind of just like shooing people away from it because people are just going to say, oh, here goes the race card again.
No.
But these dudes aren't stupid.
No, I didn't even know that part regarding use the N-word. I was more referring to how they were basically just chopping on pretty much they would throw a name out and they were bashing them, like Cutler, what was it, the quarterback from the Rams that's always hurt, or was with the Rams. And no, I'm sorry.
Bradford.
Oh, Sam Bradford. Yep.
So that's all I was referring to, Fish, is that they were really.
Oh, well, yeah. In that aspect, look, man, it's hard to find people that are going to keep it real. So, and look, if you are good enough to talk about another player being not as good as you or not as good as he should be in his position, then by all means, say what you got to say. This is not. Yeah. I mean, look, it's no different. There's no different than trash talk on the court to me. There's no different than Michael Jordan saying, "Well, you think that the Heat was one of the greatest teams? Well, I'll give you 6 reasons why they weren't." And he's got all 6 of his rings sitting on his hand. Like it's trash talk. It's all in the sport. And if a guy can't handle either one of them or any other player calling them out or talking about them, then guess what, man? You don't deserve to be in the league because there's plenty more people than just those two who are criticizing these people that they're talking about.
Let me read some chat real quick. J.B. Jennings said Westbrook's an alpha. J.B. Jennings also said the Bennett boys kept it all the way 100. Sluggo said, I guess I need to pull up this interview. Wow, it was good interview, Sluggo.
Yes, you do, Sluggo.
Thorny said they gave their opinions, wouldn't say bash. Color is trash. That is no secret. JB said, this is the first time I'm hearing this too. And I did admit that color is trash. Clay Omar Tomlin Davis also said the Bennett brothers told the truth, but they also are admitting some of their own mistakes. I agree with you. Thorny said, didn't have to use the N-word for me. I was hooked when they talked about current players. I agree. At some point, we really don't. Anyway, I'm not going to necessarily get into that.
No. Dollars. And Thorny, too. I agree with what you're saying in base, but at the same time, when we're talking about a national level, this is not a story without the N-word. This is not. I mean, Dollars, I know you brought it from a different perspective as far as them talking about other players while they're still playing. But as far as them using the N-word, this is not a national story if they're not using the N-word. And not even them using the N-word in the context that they used it. And now it becomes a national story. And now all of a sudden you got people thinking about it. And now all of a sudden you got people talking. These dudes aren't stupid, man. These dudes know exactly what they're doing. And they did that on purpose to bring more awareness to say, okay, hey, look, we aren't making the same type of money that the NBA players or the Major League Baseball players are making, but at the same time, we're taking more of a risk than they are. So we're going to shout this here word out, because once we know we shout this word out, it's toxic and people are going to look. And that's all you need is people to look.
But Fish, me and along with other people in the chat room weren't even aware that they use the N-word. I don't like ESPN either, but I had no idea that they use the N-word. So I'm going to have to go back and read everything. So if that tells you anything, a couple other people in the chat room said they didn't know that they use the N-word in their interview. So the part I saw on ESPN.
Go back and read it, Dollars.
Okay.
And if you really look at it, the term Gov, the term niggas for lease is
for lease, like LEASE, lease.
Yeah, like you're leasing a car.
Yeah,
that is the 100% truth. Now, of course, there are white people that play in the league too, but at the same time, what he's saying is, in all of the sports, what they're trying to bring awareness to is the fact that all of the sports that have a hard salary cap or that have an age restriction are sports that are predominantly black.
No, I want to ask you this question, Fish.
Go ahead.
I think you and I began to talk about this, and I know I agree with you, but what other league do you have African Americans that are millionaires and have the ability, now hear me out, the ability to change all of that? It is their situation when it comes to collective bargaining agreement, and for whatever reason, I'm not going to single anybody or stereotype, but the opportunity was there to hold out, to get guaranteed contracts. But the problem is, unfortunately, the league, which is made of the NFL players, you have a black league, president, union president. Where is the ownership in that, Fish? Why are we not blaming that?
Dollars.
Okay.
This is a big difference. There's a big difference between a league who has. It's a big difference to NBA. There's 12 to 15 players on the team. Over 30, 4,000, maybe 400 or so players in the league. And the NFL, you got 32 teams and 54-man rosters plus practice squad guys waiting to step up. So it's a broader perspective when we talk NFL because there are way more players. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Fish, here's the problem. The strongest union is the baseball league or baseball unions, and
they're also the first union.
But I agree with you. But at the same time, they're more resolute. You have majority African American players. Majority of the African Americans make up the union. So when it's time to sit out, they choose not to sit out.
Let's keep it $100. Let's keep it 100. When you got players like Rolando McClain, who even though, when they talk about the Cowboys suspending him or him missing the season or whatever, these dudes make $750,000. While that might be a lot of money to you or I, in the NFL circle, $750,000 is not that much money. When you talk about a player who may have a contract who says, okay, I'm going to sign you for 6 years, $80 million, but only $12 million is guaranteed. After that second year, if you get hurt, they can cut you. And you're not seeing, he signed an $80 million contract, but out of that $80 million, he's only going to get 12. You know what I'm saying? It's as far, and that was the whole thing with the what's the boy name, with the Von Miller thing. It's about how much of a percentage of the contract are you going to be guaranteed? Because in the NBA and Major League Baseball, they're guaranteed 100% of their contract. As far as coming football,
But the point of the matter is that the NFL players, African American players, can do something about that. They have the ability.
What can they do?
They could, when it becomes time for them to sign a new agreement, they could hold out.
Dollars. That's okay. I didn't get to that point. That's the point I was trying to make. With it being so many players, you're going to have more players saying they can afford to hold out than players saying that they can afford to hold out. And no. Like I said, Rolando McClain, he was a very important part of the Cowboys, and he's making $750,000. You got all these people on these rookie wages who look at Antonio Brown. Look at DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is making $1.9 million in salary plus incentives. $1.9 million, and we can say he's the sixth at the very lowest, sixth best wide receiver in the league, making $1.9 million. So
wait a minute.
If they happen to have a lockout at $1.9 million, when you try to take care of your mother, your father, your cousin, your aunts, your uncles, people who you never knew who were family coming out of the woodwork, you don't have that money. You may have a big heart, Dollars, and I'm gonna let you go. You may have a big heart inside. You want to take care of these people, but that taking care of these people are dependent on your game checks. If there are no games to be played, you cannot get those checks to take care of those people, or even take care of yourself if you made a foolish decision at a young age and say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to throw all this money at my family. Now all of a sudden you need that money.
Fish.
You need that money.
Hey, hold on one sec there, folks. Just wanted to say, you are listening to the Sports and More Show with Little Sawed Off and our main man cooking with the microwave, John Fisher. Little Sawed Off also goes by the name of DJ Dollars and Cents, even though he doesn't have much sense tonight. And, actually, we're talking all this NFL money, guys. I heard a very interesting little stat on the drive home today in the motorcade here for the Sports Governor. 1975, and I know probably before your guys' time, but the highest paid player in the NFL, Joe Namath, $500,000. And he was at the end of his career. That was when he was with the L.A. Rams.
So, Vince, you told me your parents were from down south, right? Put mute there, Fish. Vince, your parents were from down south, right?
My parents are from Pennsylvania and Chicago, brother.
Okay, so my grandparents and people before them, all right, you want to talk about sacrifice, and we all know this. They actually decided they had the boycott. They did all these things to get African Americans more rights, okay? So if we want to talk about, let's not talk about the average person makes $1 million in their lifetime, okay? So these African American millionaires, it is up to them to spend their money wisely and to invest. When you want to talk about people that have sacrificed, it's our grandparents and their parents that have sacrificed. Wait a minute. Hold, and I'll let you. No, okay, wait. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. All I'm just saying is, enough with this. They have to take care of this and that. It is on the African American people, when you have the hammer, to use it. The hammer means then you need to get a financial planner, and you need to plan, and you need to save money, and you get ready for the next stoppage, and you say, you know what? We're all going to put money in the pot, and we're going to not buy 2 BMWs, and we're going to sit out, and we're going to change things. That's the only way it's going to get done, not complaining. Not complaining when – okay, and that's it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fish, because I know we're coming up against the clock here, but I just wanted to make sure Fish got ample time to respond.
All right, Dollars, man, look. How many of these investors we find out later on sham these players out of money? We find out that a lot of them sham these players out of money because all they do is give them money and say, okay, I'm trusting you to take care of it, and whatever happens, happens. And I agree with what you're saying, but you got to understand, Dollar.